You do not need to be famous to make an impact. You do not need millions of followers. You do not need a title. You do not need to wait for permission. What you need is belief. What you need is action. What you need is a heart that refuses to stay quiet, because your voice matters, your story matters, your presence matters more than you think. The world does not change through noise. It changes through action. Through quiet people who show up with purpose. Through ordinary people who choose to live with fire. Through silent choices. Through invisible sacrifices. Through the ones who keep going when no one claps. Every kind act, every brave moment, every honest word, it all leaves a mark that never fades. Impact is not measured in likes. It is not defined by money. It is not something the world can measure. But you feel it in how someone breathes easier because of you. In how someone stands because you refuse to fall. In how someone dreams again because you spoke life into them. That is real power. That is real success. And anyone can carry it. You may feel small, you may feel unseen, but even a spark can light a forest. Even a whisper can break silence. Even one soul can lead a movement. Do not doubt your weight. Do not question your light. You do not need to be loud to be powerful. You only need to be real. You only need to show up and give your truth. The truth is, this world needs you. Not a copy, not a version, but the real you, the one that hurts and still smiles. The one that fails and still tries, the one that doubts and still dares. You carry something this world has never seen before, something no one else will ever bring. That is why your life matters. That is why you must speak, impact by listening when no one else does, by standing up when everyone else stays silent, by giving when it is easier to take, by choosing love when hate is louder, by being kind when the world turns cold. These things are not small. These things build legacies. These things echo across time. These things change lives forever. You do not need a stage. You do not need perfect words. You need a willing spirit. You need a heart that says, I am ready. I am ready to carry light. I am ready to heal what I did not break. I am ready to believe when no one else does. I am ready to walk alone if it helps someone else walk further. People will never tell you, but your words changed them. Your example inspired them. Your energy lifted them. Your presence reminded them to keep fighting. That is impact. That is greatness. That is how mountains move. Not through force, but through quiet strength, through consistent love, through truth that never fades. You were not born to watch. You were born to lead, to build, to lift, to carry weight others drop, to speak when silence is easy, to heal when pain is deep, to show what strength really looks like. You are more powerful than they know, more necessary than they admit. You are here for something that matters, and it starts now. It starts with your next choice. It starts with one act of courage, one moment of honesty, one step forward. That is how waves begin. That is how revolutions start. That is how hearts shift. Not in a crowd, not on a stage, but in the quiet decision to make your life mean something. So make an impact, not for fame, not for applause. Make it because someone once impacted you. Make it because you know how it feels to need hope, to need a voice, to need light. Be that light, be that voice, be that hope. You may never see the full reach of your impact, but someone's life will change because you did not stay silent. You are not too small. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are exactly enough, exactly ready, exactly placed for this moment. And this moment needs your fire. It needs your truth. It needs your voice. Let them laugh. Let them doubt. They cannot stop someone who is not chasing attention, but chasing purpose. Purpose is bigger than pride, bigger than fear, bigger than comfort. Purpose pushes when you want to pause. Purpose walks when your legs shake. Purpose keeps speaking when your voice breaks. That is what lives inside you. That is what you carry. And that is what the world is waiting to see. You cannot wait until you feel ready. You will never feel ready. You just begin. You step anyway. You speak anyway. You serve anyway. And what happens next is not your job. Your job is to give, to live fully, to love fully, to fight for something more than just survival. Because surviving is not enough. You were born to do more. Even if you reach one person, even if you heal one heart, even if you brighten one soul, that is everything. That is the mission. One moment, one impact, that becomes a ripple. That ripple becomes a wave. That wave changes the world. And it all starts with you choosing to try, to make an impact. Make it with love. Make it with grit. Make it with all you have. Because your light deserves to shine. Your story deserves to be told. And someone somewhere is waiting for you to rise, waiting for you to speak, waiting for you to show them that impact is possible, that purpose is real, that greatness begins with one brave step. The world will not always see your effort. It will not always recognize your growth. But that does not mean it is wasted. That does not mean it does not matter. You are building something deeper than applause. You are building something that lasts, something that time cannot erase, something that silence cannot bury. That is the power of your impact. It lives beyond the moment. You may never hear thank you, because you stayed kind, because you chose courage, because you gave without asking. That is legacy. That is what truly lasts. And that kind of impact multiplies. It spreads without limits. It travels beyond what you can see. There'll be days when you question yourself, days when doubt feels louder than truth. But in those moments, remember why you started. Remember what you carry. Remember who you are. You are not here by accident. You are not fighting for nothing. Every step matters. Every word matters. And every time you rise again, you show someone else they can too. So do not need to be perfect to make a difference. You only need to be honest. You only need to be real. People do not connect to your perfection. They connect to your pain. They connect to your honesty. They connect to the fact that you are still here, still standing, still trying. That is what inspires. That is what moves heart. Let them say you are too much. Let them say you dream too big. That means you are alive. That means you are awake. That means you are not here to sleep through life. You are here to shake things, to lift others, to become the one who did not settle. You are not here for small impact. You are here to shift the ground. This is how you make an impact: by being consistent, by being true, by being bold even when your voice shakes, by getting back up even when your heart breaks. You are writing a story with your life, a story someone else needs. So keep writing it, keep living it, and never forget your impact is bigger than you think.